in a poor family. But he has a strong passion, paralysis for boxing. Every day, ZK runs 15 km just to go to the boxing room for free. Fees are owned by the ribs. The girl standing below the 100 observed the movement, just followed. However, this has been the son above pondered. Because this place does not accept girls training. However, ZK is not only refusing to give up, but very tight to put on a helmet, seeing the determination and confidence. Love ZK's boxing. The coach decided for her. He had a chance to get on the field, but ZK has not once to learn skills, so just in her eyes, easily slipped into a corner. Seeing that, the ribs encouraged and pointed to give ZK some basic moves. Unexpectedly, thanks to that, she was so easy, beat the opponent in the second half. Seeing boxing talent, ZK's instant, ribs decided to discard, prejudiced that she was a girl, but decided to break the law for ZK to learn in their own place. 5 years have passed. Under the continuous efforts of ZK and down, ZK's dedicated teaching, she successfully won in the first match. This made the two unable to hide. The joy immediately jumped hard, because ZK was able to go one step further to the national championship. However, the current time is there are 2 months left. Therefore, ZK must increase the frequency. Practice up every day. A few days of the tournament, the national championship has arrived. ZK and Jason flew to Spokane to attend. However, most of the fighters here are older and have a lot of experience, so Iska felt extremely worried. However, Jason is both a person, he is both a friend, gave ZK a lot of advice, and encouragement. As a result, it has been successfully lit. The flame of boxing in her, ZK, was determined to win. This time, 16-year-old ZK will have to fight 31-year-old US champion. Just listening to it, I can see the difference clearly deviate. This made the audience, we're all extremely excited, said that ZK would not last more than 3 seconds. But who would have thought that she wouldn't? Falling in love with a heavy opponent, continuously attacking and defending. So the first half ended with a draw. With me. Under Jason's enthusiastic guidance, second half ZK started with an overwhelming atmosphere. She constantly launches, punched as hard as 1,000 pounds, making the opponent unable to resist. Just like that, ZK gently knocked out, thanks to which she won the war. Won spectacularly, and received a ticket to the Olympic qualifiers. But when she returned home, then I saw that my mother was leading my friends again. Go home to have fun. ZK is depressed and just wants to go to rest. But who would have thought that at this moment she would be teased by a man? Not only did she not intervene, but teased her. This made ZK hold resentment and punch for the man to turn his face. Seeing this, her mother was extremely angry. Directly dragged his daughter out of the house. ZK has nowhere to go. I just had to call Jason for help. He didn't think much about it and drove the car in the night, went to look for her. ZK varmed his chest and cried in the circle. Jason's hands were like a child. Finally, he decided to. ZK stayed at his house. However, on the eve of the Olympic in China, ZK received news from Jason again. Will not be licensed to accompany you. If you want to go, you can only do it yourself. I put my pocket money out of pocket and flew there. But coming to China is not cheap. But Jason only has a lot of salary, the installation of cables. So it is impossible to accompany ZK. Although she didn't want to, there is no other way. So I had to fly alone. China qualifies for the Olympics. Certainly did not live up to Jason's expectations. ZK had an extremely impressive debut, when easily defeating from India. However, the short-lived fun point has not yet. How long it lasts? In the next match, ZK must face off with a player from England. Veteran opponents have a lot more experience. Both long arms are extremely advantageous. No matter how much ZK tries to attack, are easily avoided by opponents. Then non-stop launching attacks soon made ZK falling into weakness. There is absolutely no chance of resistance. This is like a big squirrel. ZK gradually fell into panic. Soon, she was fertilizing the onion to fill the mouth, and the result must be anyone's guess. Against this disastrous loss that made ZK fall into decay. She didn't even want to come out. The next match arena. Fortunately, Juzon was dramatic, comforting, and encouraging ZSK. Thanks to that, she was able to revive her spirits. Indeed, ZSK's last match. Success wins. Plus, impressive scores from match 1. She won the last ticket to the final of the Olympic Games. At the same time, ZSK's sister was also unhappy. Suspect that she is pregnant. However, family conditions, they are extremely difficult. So ZSK is even more determined, must win, to use the bonus to take care of the family, have a better life. Moreover, Jishan used the number, his store savings, decided to go to London to cheer for Ko. This makes the fire in the team. ZSK burns violently. So as not to live up to everyone's expectations, ZSK begins the training process, practice of not managing day and night, from dawn to late evening. The small shadow of that ticket still doesn't Don't try to practice, not only to improve physically, but also have to train more thoroughly, and bodily functions. Spend 2 weeks under the effort of practicing. Extremely serious and hard work of ZSK. In the end, God didn't. The woman who has a heart. ZSK has made tremendous progress. Soon try to be with Jason. We're present in London, ready to participate in the Olympic Games. The first block ZSK had to face, a player from Sweden, is known as the female boxer Not.42. Won many microchips of all time. But ZSK is not bored. Father and son? And musically, to ZSK she's just like, the nose is nothing more, nothing less. Soon she was beaten by her, unable to resist. Indeed not unexpected, ZSK has succeeded in classifying 2 other opponents. Won a ticket to the final. This time ZSK had to confront the front, had beaten her last time. The whole country, and all their relatives. Everyone is blinded according to ZSK, but her opponent, not medium, continuously attacking. ZSK gradually fell into a weak position. Plus, having lost to her, I made ZSK a little panicked. See, the ZSK situation seems to not very positive. Jason at the bottom couldn't stop laughing, finished instructing her to attack. However, because the distance is too far, making ZSK inaudible, she was constantly beaten by her opponents, so that the head cannot be hooked up. Seeing this, everyone did not dare to breathe hard. Fortunately, while thousands of pounds were hanging by the hair, Jason promptly approached ZSK, then constantly instructed to cheer her up. This makes ZSK feel like he is being fed. The power begins to counterattack. Soon the situation was reversed. ZSK is like a strong beast, constantly descending, attacks like thunder, because half of the opponent's head was blocked. Xiao Hao has a lot of physical strength. So, at this time, she didn't. There is still strength to fight back. And so on. The Chancellor of the Exchequer. Just like that, the 17-year-old ZSK created. So history is shocking. As America's first woman, won the gold medal in the field, boxing at the Olympics. This makes people extremely joy without ceasing. Everyone is proud of ZSK. 6 months have passed. ZSK gets bonuses quickly, pay off debts to the family. However, despite winning the golden chapter in the Olympics, but ZSK did not receive a sponsorship contract, just because she's a girl. This makes the Horns seconds extremely. Sadness and self-blame. ZSK also wondered if the problem is my effort worth it? At the same time, ZSK's talent has attracted attention of the American Boxing Association, so they invited her to join training for the 2016 Olympic Games with a subsidy of $1,000 per month. However, this number is as follows. Humiliation to ZSK by an ordinary person who does not won gold medals, also earned 3 times. So ZSK insisted on refusing, despite Jason's best advice. Now they don't have any other choice. Because of that, the 2 people began to controversies. Finally, in anger, ZSK decided to leave here and return to his home. But in one day of going to the supermarket, ZSK unconsciously saw the male Olympic athlete are represented by brands. She finally understood that how disadvantaged girls are. ZSK was depressed that he tried. No matter how hard you try, it's in vain. So he immediately wanted to sell the gold medal go. Fortunately, my mother was able to stop me when I appeared. At the same time, he encouraged ZSK to fight for disadvantaged women, so that they can see if she can do it. They can too. So in the end, ZSK decided to induct it into the American Boxing Association, but on the condition that if you can win gold medals, ZSK will have to be $3,000 each, the same month as a male boxer. At the same time, it is necessary to increase subsidies for all. Both women are like men. This time, she not only fight for me too, but also fighting for the other woman, Nazu, and Before leaving, ZK went to find the Horn seconds. She said her decision, and at the same time apologized to him for the far. The body is too stubborn. ZSK also thanked for seconds. Horn not only is a teacher and a friend, but also, like a father, help to protect themselves. Second Horn encourages ZSK to go there, to prove to them. She was too good to be ignored. Indeed, it does not live up to expectations. Everyone's waiting. Thanks to the resilient mind and the ZSK's unremitting efforts, she successfully won a medal, gold at the 2016 Olympics, and became the first American boxer to win consecutive Olympic gold medals. At the same time, she won, in the war, equal salary for Olympic female boxers. This is a movie based on the story is completely real. In 2022, ZSK won first women's boxing tournament, Fairy in History and Sword, $1 million. At the same time, Seconds Horn is still awake. As a long-distance coach, for more than 30 years he has been coaching more than 700 children. So the movie is over. Hello, and see you soon.
If you love movies as much as we do, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, share it with fellow film fans, and drop your hot takes in the comments.